Alright, morning. I have not done one of these in a while. I don't think anybody actually watches this, but it just feels good to get this shit off my chest. Haven't done one in a while because, like, all the shit that's going on in this world and this country is just so awe-striking to me. Like, I can't even put it into words, like, how fucked this country is right now. With the whole fucking Iran thing going on, with inflation, with the job market, with fucking real estate, with all the shit that they're doing everywhere. Like, I can't even, put it into words because it makes no sense to me, right? But something that did, I wanted to talk about was, I was talking to somebody at work and I was explaining my decision for my wife to become a stay-at-home, and it dawned on me how ignorant it really is, like the statement of what I told them, right? Because I told them that my wife had to quit her job and become a stay-at-home. The reason being, we couldn't afford for her to work. Now let that sink in, because that's such an ignorant statement, right? And everybody uses that as a scapegoat, especially the red hats and the MAGA motherfuckers. Like, they're all, these people just don't want to work and they just want to milk off the government. And that may be true in a lot of cases. I used to do Section 8 duplex renovations, so I definitely fucking seen it, and I'm not, denying that by any means. But it's not the case in our situation. The case in our situation, my wife went to fucking college. She got 2 degrees in business management. Not some gender studies degree, not some fucking ignorant bullshit that one of these other fucking people, got, and then they're crying when they couldn't get a fucking job. It's not that, right? She got an actual business management degree, and the reason being is her guidance counselor said, hey, this is the upcoming trend, this is what people need, this is what businesses are looking for, and it fucking failed. So my wife goes to 4 years of fucking college, gets her associates and her fucking bachelor's in this shit, cannot land a fucking job. So, what's she do? She has to get the jobs that are available. So she was working grocery stores, she was working gas stations, she was working all of that shit. They don't pay much money, and everybody knows that they don't pay much money. So the issue is that she wasn't making enough money to cover childcare. We sat down because money was tight, with this fucking inflation and shit that's going on in this world. It's fucking unbelievable. Everybody's struggling, right? And we sat down, we were doing our budget, and we fucking realized that we were losing money. We were literally losing money. We were paying to put our daughter in school, all right? And we were losing money. It was literally cheaper to pull her out of daycare because my wife was working for less than what we were paying in daycare. Now, everybody's gonna fucking say, oh, well, you were just using a top-notch fucking daycare. I actually wasn't. I was actually using a mid-tier daycare, but it was still roughly $400 a week. And we weren't making that. After my wife paid her insurance and paid her taxes and paid for her gas and paid for her insurance and all of that shit, we weren't making $400 a week for childcare. We were losing money, literally losing fucking money by putting her in fucking school. And the other reason that we chose that school, we got told by a doctor, this is fucking hilarious how this shit works. We got told by a doctor that our daughter was falling behind in language, that she wasn't picking it up. We couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. It turns out that every single one of her child care teachers, if you want to call them that, didn't speak English. So she was going to school, sitting in a fucking schoolroom for anywhere between 7 to 9 hours, depending on our work schedules, all right? And they weren't speaking English. Nobody was fucking speaking English. And then when she came home, I don't speak Spanish. I don't. We spoke English at home. So technically, my daughter was getting 7 to 9 hours a day of Spanish classes. And then in the mornings and in the evenings when she was with us and on the weekends, she was getting English classes. So it wasn't that she was behind. It was literally that she was getting taught 2 different languages at the same fucking time. So the doctors say, oh, well, she's behind on English. Well, I guarantee you if they brought a Spanish doctor in, she would be equal parts fucking Spanish. So it would have been half and half, which makes one. But they weren't doing that. So we were paying almost $400 a week for her to not learn English. My daughter since then has fucking sprouted. I mean, since she became a homeschooled kid, her English, her reading, her math, like every damn thing that you can measure a child on, she is excelling at because she has people that are speaking the language that she understands. Like, she was never taught Spanish. I was never taught Spanish. Like, so it's not our job, but yet here in Southwest Florida, I was paying $400 a fucking week just to get somebody who didn't speak English to try and raise my child. So that's where the whole thing is. It's like, I'm sitting here, we had to quit. We cannot become a 2-income family. We could not sustain 2 incomes because we were losing money on this process, right? Like, we were losing money on the process of being a 2-income family. Because we had to, in order to do that, we had to put our child in daycare. So you didn't have enough fucking money to cover working 2 jobs and put our child in daycare. And then I laugh. I mean, like, it's nothing against, I appreciate it, but, you know, my company, they give a child care stipend on a monthly basis. It's $100. Like, that's what they give, $100. It doesn't even cover a quarter of the first week of the month. You know, and so it's like, what the fuck are we doing here, right? Now, the push to continue homeschooling her because people are like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. But then, you know, once she's of age, you can just put her in kindergarten. Like, no, we're still going to homeschool even then. And yeah, I know it sounds hypocritical, but, you know, you look at these schools in Southwest Florida and they look like prisons. They literally look like fucking prisons. Every one of them has 8-foot chain link fence. I've seen one school up in Cape Coral that has fucking barbed wire around it. Like, literal 8-foot chain link fence with barbed wire. That's how they secure fucking prisons. You go into their lunchrooms, guess what? They're using the same fucking plates that the fucking prisons are using. Like, it's prison. And then you talk about all these fucking people that are pushing their ideologies on a child. Like, yeah, I don't need some fucking blue-haired, rainbow-toting fucking dyke trying to tell my kid that she's a lesbian or that she needs to be non-binary or she needs to blah, blah, blah. Like, no. Like, you need to teach her the school, but they don't teach that. The school board members don't teach them that. You know, not to mention the safety factor, right? Like, I mean, there's still school shootings down here, even after they make them into fucking prisons. Why? Because they put student resource officers in here that couldn't fucking, you know, run past a buffet. Like, they're just impossible to fucking protect any of the children. So they're happening because of that, and they're happening because the fucking medical industry is still pumping antipsychotics into fucking adolescent teens whose brain waves are still fucking developing. They're, you know, not fully developed, and we're pumping them full of chemicals to fucking do whatever the fuck we want. Every single school shooting has been with somebody that was on some sort of antipsychotic. So, you know, that's the reason that we're fucking doing it that way, right? Like, it's not just because we want to be homeschoolers or some shit. It's like, we weighed all of the options. If feasibly it just didn't make sense to fucking put her in school because we couldn't afford it. We were losing money. We were literally losing money for somebody else to raise our kid. And we were losing money in the additional fucking cost because we had to hire speech therapists and stuff like that, right? Because that's what they told us to do. Conveniently, they pump fucking Spanish into our kids. Then their school therapist tells us that our child is behind in English, and they conveniently had a fucking speech therapist for me to pay out of fucking pocket for. Didn't accept insurance, but they paid out of pocket. So I fucking paid for that on top of all of this shit. And all we had to do was put her around people speaking English. Like, that was how simple the problem was, right? Like, kids who aren't in the language you want them to learn, don't learn the language. Like, they have to be surrounded by the people speaking that language, right? And that should be common fucking sense, but apparently not. Not to the school market, not to the fucking health industry. Like, no, that's too simple. That can't be the answer, right? Like, so just going full circle, like, all of this spawned because I had to tell somebody that, we literally couldn't afford to have 2 jobs. And that statement in and of itself is so beyond ignorant and such a disgrace to the United States of America that we should be doing something more about it. We should be fucking protesting that shit, right? Like, we should be out there handling that, but instead we're focused on fucking gender studies degrees and what color somebody's hair is and how many fucking different genders somebody can identify as and all of that shit. But then when we actually need something that we should all be pissed off about, we don't do anything about it, I mean, not to go full off tangent here, but like, it's just like the Epstein, like, everybody's just fucking forgotten about it. And it's like, nobody should be okay with what fucking unfolded in those Epstein files. Like, nobody should be okay with the fucking names that were in those Epstein files, but everybody just became okay with it. The same way that everybody just became okay with, oh, well, you need to work 2 jobs and lose money just to make sure that the government raises your kid. And it's like, everyone just, oh, well, that's the way it is. That's how it's always been. Like, and the answer is no, it's not. No, it's not. You think about the boomers and the Gen Xers. Everybody who does watch this knows how much I hate those fuckers. Okay? They used to be able to afford everything. They could live in a suburban home, have 2 vehicles. They could fucking put themselves through goddamn college with a 40-hour job at a fucking grocery store. They were able to do that, right? Like, this was a possible solution. And then it got worse. And then we had to move into fucking 2-income families just to keep up with the fucking inflation. So we put our kids back into the fucking government fucking system, right? And let the government start raising them. But now we've went full circle to the point where now we are not working 2-income families anymore, simply because it's not enough. Because the cost of childcare and the cost of rent and the cost of fucking insurance and all of this stuff has so beyond surpassed what the fucking industry wages are that we literally can't afford. It's like, it's not even that we don't want to fucking work 2 jobs. It's, we literally can't afford to work 2 jobs. Like, how fucking asinine is that? That you can't afford to work 2 jobs. Like, we should be, more pissed off about that. And it's designed to keep us exactly where we are. There is no such thing as an American dream anymore. There is no such thing as fucking making it out and breaking it. Like, every single time you fucking think you're gonna get somewhere, it's gone. They do something. Health insurance fucking triples. Fucking property taxes or other forms of taxes triple. Fucking, they always do just enough to ensure you cannot make it out of your class. And that is 100% shown and proven literally with the childcare system. So there you have it. Can't fucking afford to work 2 jobs. Like, we cannot afford to be a 2-income family because we lose money. It's just, it's baffling to me that I even have to say that out loud. Like, it's baffling to me that politicians fucking agree with it. Politicians think it's not a fucking problem. These fucking healthcare people think it's not a problem. Clearly, the childcare industry doesn't think it's a problem. They want to keep raising those fucking prices. So it's just, it's insane to me. It's so sad that this is where this country has gone. And to be honest, it's embarrassing that I once fought for this country, because I didn't know when I signed that dotted line. I did not know this is what I was fighting for. Call me ignorant, call me stupid, do whatever you want, but back then I didn't know. And that's just, it's sad. So, thanks for watching.